What are your memories, your first memories of just growing up?
Growing up, New Orleans. I'm from an area called Holly Grove. New Orleans is split up into wards. So you know how other places may have sides, east side, south side. And we have wards, so they're numbered. So I'm from the 17th ward. Mm-hmm. And my grandmother raised me because my mom at times being different back then. My mom had me when she was like 19, 20. Back then, they felt like that was like 12, 13. So you already, times.
Wow.
I had my first kid at 14.
Hello, a kid had a kid, huh?
You feel me? But back then, so my grandmother raised me till I was about 11 years of age. So I learned a lot. I grew up, real fast because I was being raised by my grandmother. So and she didn't cut no corners. You know what I mean? So grew up real fast, was very, very, very intelligent. Also, my grandmother depended on me a lot and I loved it. So, you know what I mean? So I felt like I was, as a kid, I felt like I was the man of the house. And so she made sure I felt that way. And so that had a lot to do with it. And as far as the foundation, man, she would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. And, they in there drinking, having a good time. And she'll call me, come up here. And I already know what they want. I mean, I'm 7, 8 years old. I already know what they about to ask me to do. I got to come up there and perform. And I got to sing whatever song they asking me to sing.
Did you say sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap, yeah. They not trying to hear no rap.
Not at that time, right?
Yeah, so I put on my grandmother wig, throw on a sock on one hand, make sure I got on some nice socks because she had the floor, she had wood floor, so you could do the Michael Jackson moonwalk good with the socks on like that. And so you already know. And so with the one sock that was his glitter glove. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah. And I go up there and sing a few Michael Jackson songs and they'll let me go to sleep.
They let you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Over all that music they playing, all that drinking and hanging they doing, you got to go to sleep. That's your soundtrack, huh?
Yeah. And so with that said, I became infatuated with performing, just the idea of performance, period. And so when there was things, in school, when there was things like a play that comes up, we all in class and, we all know the play got that one role that no one wants to be, and usually, and it's usually the main role, because you like nobody be like, oh, that's too many lines.
I ain't memorizing all that.
Exactly. I was like, nah, give it. I want that role because performance was everything. So it stayed everything to me. I performed in front of caskets with the person, with the person right there.
They ain't clap. They ain't give you no applause. They ain't give you no celebration.
Man, listen, man, that was an interesting experience, man. I was probably every bit of just 12 years old or something, 12 years, like 11, 12. And the song, they asked me to write like a poem. I couldn't write it, so I just wrote a rap. I wrote a verse. And so I ran the verse about him in front of the cat, man. The whole church went crazy. And
and he just laid there chilling.
That's when I knew that, I knew for a fact that right at that moment, that was one of the moments where I'm looking at everybody's emotion. Everybody, obviously, they over emotional. They're crying and stuff. And I knew sitting back down in the church pew, I knew for a fact, it felt weird because I was like, man, I feel so good. I was like, I feel so good. I got this reaction. And so that's when I knew, you just love to perform, man. That was the whole, that's when, and that's the foundation of it all right there.
Wow. So you're in your grandma's house, your house, and you're just doing, the family talent show, probably pro bono. You're not getting paid for it. You're just allowed to go to sleep. You already know.
That was my payment. I get to
That was your payment.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious. And then you do the funeral. And I'm sure between there, if not one of those moments, you realize, oh, I got something in here. I got a special talent, especially growing up in your circumstances where a lot of the outsiders are always trying to tell you what you're going to be, what you got to be, or what you can't be.